Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best cheap action cameras.
Starting at number 5.
Akaso V50 Pro. Very low-priced 4K action cameras are best approached with caution, but here's a mold breaker. Capable of 20MP photos and 4K/30 FPS video, the Akaso V50 Pro covers the bare-bones basic features and nothing more. That's because as well as respectable results, it comes with a host of extras that you really shouldn't expect at this low price. On the camera itself, there's a 170-degree wide-angle lens, a large touchscreen and a very welcome 1/4-inch tripod thread, something no GoPro has, with the only quirk being a mini USB slot for recharging its internal 1100 mAh battery. Mini USB? They haven't been in circulation for a decade. Luckily, there's a mini USB cable in the box, but it's not alone. Also in there is a pile of accessories ranging from 2 spare batteries and a separate charger to a handy wrist remote, a waterproof case, a mounting frame, a huge collection of screws and mounts for bikes and helmets, sticky fixes, zip ties, Velcro strips and a cleaning cloth.
Coming at number 4.
Akaso V50X. If there's one word to sum up the Akaso V50X, it's soft. Its 4K video is less sharp than the cheaper Akaso Eek7000s, and that's a camera we recommend using at 2.7K or 1080p because 4K doesn't bring much benefit. Whether Akaso used the wrong lens, wrong sensor, or the wrong processing, something is not quite right in the Akaso V50X. It's a shame because the camera has a responsive, fairly pretty UI with more gloss than another models at the price. Stabilization is also among the best in its class, able to make walking speed motion look very smooth. We did wonder if electronic image stabilization caused image quality degradation, but turning it off had no effect on clarity.
At number 3.
Akaso Brave 7LA. Akaso has changed the cheap action camera game with the Brave 7LA. This is a cheap action camera with most of the features of a top-end model. These include dual displays, one on back and another up front, and weather sealing. Rubber bungs over the 2 ports provide IPX7 water resistance without a case. It's all you need unless you want to start snorkeling with your action camera. And a diving-style case with 40mm waterproofing is included too. The Brave 7LA also feels more high-end than any other camera we've seen around this price. A lot of this comes down to weight. At 127G, it's twice as heavy as the action cameras that seem like empty boxes when you pick them up. The plastics used are of higher quality too.
Number 2 of my list.
Akaso Eek7000. The Akaso Eek7000 looks an awful lot like the Dragon Touch Vision 4 Lite, see below. It has the same diamond pattern sides, an all-button interface, and those buttons sit in exactly the same spots. It has also fewer features, no stabilization and a slightly worse screen, but we liked it more and it's a decent buy if your budget is very tight. There are 2 main reasons for this. The Akaso Eek7000's interface isn't a headache to use. While there's a carousel of menu items to flick through any time you want to change a setting, it makes better use of its 4 buttons to cut this button mashing down. Its 1080p footage also looks surprisingly good. This is key because, just like the Dragon Touch Vision 4 Lite, the 4K mode's motion is super jerky. Akaso says the Eek7000 records 4K at 25 frames per second, but judging by what we see it may be dropping frames or doubling up on them in the final file.
And number 1.
Kaiser Baas X450. If ready-to-roll 4K footage is the main thing you're after, then the Kaiser Baas X450 is a great option. It shoots lovely 4K footage, with its 14MP sensor even capturing slightly more detail than a GoPro Hero 9 Black at its wide setting, in certain lighting conditions, based on a frame analysis at sunset. Of course, this isn't an entirely fair comparison as GoPro Black cameras have much wider angle lenses than the Kaiser Baas X450, but we remain impressed. Detail is similar to the 8-man A100, but the Kaiser Baas has superior color processing, generally rendering warmer, more charming clips. Noise handling in low light is slightly better too, as you'd hope given its higher price tag. The X450 also has the best non-GoPro stabilization in this guide too. To get this effect, an action camera has to make good use of a gyroscope, which can tell when natural handshake causes a little tilt motion. It can't offer anything close to the gimbal-like stabilization of an Insta360 or GoPro, but for a cheap action camera we're impressed.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.